All right, folks, we are here on the Cult Classic Sterkel sessions. We're going to talk today specifically about a love story, a cult classic love story. You do not find too many of these. That is very, 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 very true. Um, in fact, I can. I'm trying to think if there's any other one because there's always. Let's hold on. Let's stop for a second here. You like my Hogan shirt? What are you gonna do, brother? Dios míos, Hogan. All right. So anyway, let's break this down for a second. All right. One, almost every story has a love story in it. Okay. Almost every movie that has ever existed has a love story in it. For God's sakes, even Tombstone does. And Tombstone has nothing to do with love. All right. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a movie that specifically talks about the concept of love. Okay, like think about like Titanic versus I don't know, Terminator, the first one. Well, I mean, yes, Sarah Connor and that dude, whatever he is, it's fighting Arnold, fall in love, but that's not even close to what the major story is. But yet in Titanic, it is. Even though the ship is sinking, you know that the main point of that story is that love. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. All right. So without further ado, let's talk about it. This is called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. This is a cult classic. I have no idea where it is on the canon. It's way too new and it's way too novel for me to even start to begin it. It also deals with a love story. If there's two passions I have for getting things further up into film canon history, it is love stories and it is comedies. Those two are routinely missed by film canon history. So I don't even know where I would begin with that one. That one's very, very tough because it is an interpersonal story, but it deals with a much larger thing. All right, they find out that the world is going to end. Okay, everyone on the planet, they find out that the world is set to end. I think they say something like 3 weeks. All right, but yet through that, hey Mo, my man wasn't feeling too well today, so I kind of stripped him of all of his clothes, made him naked dog. Naked dog. Run forth, naked dog. Have a naked dog time. Yeah, he's not feeling too well, but he seems to be feeling a little bit better today, which is good. Get up there and you lay down. You lay down, bud, because you ain't feeling well. All right, but anyway, back to Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Steve Carell, Keira Knightley. Ooh, nicely. That's what I would do. That's my move when I see Keira Knightley. Nicely. I don't think it's going to work, but okay. All right. So anyway, um, it's quirky, it's original for sure. I've never seen a concept of a story. I mean, yeah, of course, there are always. I mean, most love stories are tragic love stories. There's no doubt. I mean, they're star-crossed lovers. That starts from Shakespeare, and I mean, I'm sure it's beyond that too. I'm sure pre-Shakespeare, Rasputin definitely had his star-crossed lovers too. Yeah, it's that does make the most popular love stories, but that's not really what this story is about either. This is a very, very strange movie that I can only tell you to watch. When I say cult classics, like these are things that you should definitely watch. There are films that I talk about that you definitely shouldn't. I just made a cast on Battleship Potemkin. I don't give a flying frog's fat ass if you watch that one or not. You're not going to like it if you're not a director. Okay, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to sit down and be like, oh, a black and white film with no sound that just talks about camera technique and some story in it. This is the greatest thing that I've ever watched. No, that's nothing like that. You're not going to enjoy it. I know that. But this is the type of film that you'll watch. And you know why? Because my mother watched this one and she liked it. All right? So this is mother approved, okay? And there is no I can tell you that my mom is very, very picky when it comes to movies. Very, very picky. I have you know me and how many think about how many movies I've recommended that she watch over the course of even 20 years. It's astronomical. Now, does she get around to watching these? No. But I had mentioned that this was a love story, so she did watch it, and she did like it. Okay? My mom has basically two food groups of cinema. She has action movies that she's forced to watch, and she has movies that she watched in her past that she loves. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, that's one of them. Every Christmas, it's Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. She loves that one. Okay? But as far as like advancing in the field of cinema, no, she's got her film. She's good. She'll be fine for a while. Okay, so, but this one she did like. So I don't know how much. I don't know because it is a little vulgar in parts, but the world is ending. Like it makes sense. Like that it's vulgar because the world is ending and everyone's like, who cares? And like through this you have like I don't know how to explain it. Like it has this great mood texture to it. And I can't describe it any more than it just has a great mood texture. Keira Knightley plays a perfect part. I was really happy to see that she wasn't typecast as the sophisticated brunette. Okay, I'm getting a little tired of that for her. Stop being. I mean, she does a lot of British stuff. Some of it's a little dry. I don't care for it, but she's British, so that's them. I mean, they have awful taste in diet, so why not awful taste in historical cinema? But there's women that like that stuff. They're like, ooh, they're wearing costumes and they talk properly to each other. Now, granted, that is better than being like, hey, baby, what's up? What's happening? But I don't think that they really like that. I just think they like the costumes and they want to pretend that they're in a different society. I think a lot of girls that I've met, they have like this idea that they want to live in this enchanted village somewhere where everybody's nice to each other and there's problems, but they always overcome them. I don't know. I'm not that lady, so I can't tell you why that is. But I can tell you that Hogan would say, "Take your vitamins and say your prayers." All right. So we're getting back on track. All right. So anyway, Steve Carell does a great job in this too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's really really good in this too. I think who's his best friend in here? Because he steals the scene in that one. What's that guy's name? I don't see it right off the top of my head, but there's a lot of cameos for blah blah blah, blah for what am I trying to say? For comedians. That is very very true. I'm trying to think what that guy. It's not Rob Riggle, but it's a guy similar to him. But that dude is funny, and that he's like having his kids drink alcohol and shit. It's just funny, dude. Like he's like that would be me. Like let's be clear, that's my heart right there. It's like let's light off fireworks and shoot heroin and listen to Radiohead. We're gonna die anyway. Who cares? All right, like that's me. Like Steve Carell, he wants eternal love. I get it. I get it. He has 3 weeks left to find it. But and Keira Knightley is I don't know. I mean, she's just pitch perfect in this because it's something. This is I cannot stress this enough. I know no one really watches these casts, but maybe someday they will. And let me leave a historical message for the future. Do not typecast people. Do not typecast people. That goes men and that goes women. Okay? You do not typecast them. The idea of life is that we're all very, very different. Okay? And you can make things happen. If this movie was marketed better, if it had a better approach to its marketing, we would all know it. We would be like, yeah, this is a really great film because it is a very, very, very good film, right? But the great thing is that neither Steve Carell, well, Steve has never been much of a typecaster. They have never, unlike Jim Carrey, they were never able to typecast Steve Carell. So thumbs up, Steve Carell. You did an excellent job of saying, nah, I don't want to play what you think that I should be. Now, Jim, it was different because it was a different time in Hollywood and there wasn't as many people and he was one of the top billed actors. But we all know how amazing Jim Carrey is. He's probably the greatest actor that has ever lived. He can do both drama and comedy extremely well. There are very, very few people that can do that. I can't even do that. I'm more of a dramatic guy. I'm just not a comedy guy. But anyway, I guess what I was getting back to is that Keira Knightley is a great actress. Okay, now you may disagree with me. You may like, what about Pirates of the Caribbean 3, which blah blah blah. I don't care. Those are all commercial films. You take what you get. When you go to a carnival, you're not going to have the world's best food. Okay. I mean, you have to go to a sophisticated, swanky party to see the best side of people. People are not going to dress up in tuxedos to go to a damn carnival, okay? It's just not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Nobody gets up in tails and tux to do that, okay? But I'm telling you this, and I see this far more in female actors than I do in male actors. Do not typecast females. It is much easier to typecast males, okay? Because when males are good at something, they're really, really good at it, okay? Jim Carrey is really, really good at comedy, okay? I get it. I get why you wanted him to do 350 comedies. I get that, man. It's just a cash flow. Yank, yank, yank. I get that. But Keira Knightley, I don't think she's ever won the Academy Award, has she? Doesn't look like it. Keira Knightley could easily win the Academy Award. It's a no-brainer. But you have to put her in the right role, okay? And that's your job, screenwriters, and I'm pointing at myself. But, you know, the thing is that you can't always expect someone to be something for their entire life because people develop and people grow up and people move on. And I don't know why I got on the side. Oh, because it was typecasting. This is a role that she was not typecast for, okay? It may have been written for her, that I don't know. I would have to speak directly to the screenwriter. But this is a perfect role that shows the diversity of the characters that she can play, okay? And you cannot underestimate that in any way. I mean, that's how talented she is. She doesn't just play. And think about from Marilyn Monroe to, I don't know, Brie Larson. We have basically typecasted women to play a certain role, all right, because we feel comfortable with them playing that role. This is not the way of life, okay? People are vastly, oh, God, I'm beautiful. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes I see a picture of myself when I'm doing this, and I'm like, God damn it, you're gorgeous. All right, but anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't care if you typecast men, because men, it is a little bit more about the money, but I do believe that with women in cinema, it has a lot more to do with how they feel about the picture. Like, yeah, they want to get paid too, I get that, but like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than they're more possessed to be creative than men are, whereas men are creative but in a much different way. How many times have we seen De Niro play De Niro? I mean, we've seen it like 800 times, man, but we love it because it's fucking De Niro. I don't know, that was half Elvis, but you get what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that just like the game of chess, women are the piece that you move freely through the board. Don't make a queen piece a bishop or pawn or what's the one? Castle or whatever, or knight. You know, it's a queen piece. It's supposed to move freely. Okay, and that's my quote chess lesson of the day. And I think it's really a take on morality, I think, in general. I really am changing lives here. But anyway, go see, or don't go see. You know why I say that so many times is because there was an old Saturday Night Live skit where I can't remember. It wasn't Sherry O'Terry. It was another girl. She played Judge Judy, and she's always like, "Go see Mousetrap. It'll change your life." And that's just a pitch perfect way of saying it. So anyway, that's it. Go see that movie. It's easy to see. I believe it's probably even free on Netflix. If not, it will be eventually. And you can definitely rent it for like $2. All right. Seeking a friend for the end of world. Until then, I'll be Zen.